Hello all, this is an autobiography of my first year on OSU, and my first year on mouse only. I want to start by saying that most of the clips in here are beginner level for the first 6 months, so if you're clicking the video for insane plays on mouse only, this would probably be your time to click off. This is more of a deeper look into my playstyle and the hardships that come with it. You should expect to see some in-depth analysis on gameplay, mental images, how the human body works, and overall awareness of the brain and the limits of this playstyle. With that out of the way, let's do a deep dive into mouse only and my OSU experience. Just a quick disclaimer, all clips used in the background are plays I've made throughout my year on the game. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into the biography. Mouse only isn't a very popular playstyle, and mostly only used when you're first starting off the game. People often run this playstyle because their friends showed them OSU and they saw great interest in the game. Most people switching to a tablet or a mouse with a keyboard after they decide to get serious. It has many drawbacks after all. Clicking and aiming with the same device can be very challenging, which is why most people swap over to something more casual. I've been asked many times by friends and other players why I don't use a more normal playstyle, and I'll say it here, quoted by one of my greatest influences, this guy. Clicking felt more like playing a rhythm game, and I can't change my playstyle anymore. So, there's your answer to that. I don't need to go further into it because it was my own decision. Let's get into my first month on OSU, and my journey of over a year on this game that became my therapy. As with many others, I was recommended the game by a friend I knew. His name was Brinkmeister. We'll call him Brink from now on. I started the game and instantly fell in love with the design and difficulty, but sadly, this month wasn't well documented. I have a couple clips and they'll be playing in the background, but within a week I had achieved the highly acclaimed 6-digit status and was making good progress on ranking. Sadly, I'd be stuck in 6-digit for the remainder of my whole year, so don't expect something like, around month 9, I finally passed the 30k barrier. Or maybe I did. I guess you'll figure out soon enough. Anyways, around this time, I was having trouble keeping combos due to getting anxious the higher the combo got. Shaking during a beat map can be detrimental to your aim, but when you're having to click with that shaky hand as well, let's just say I wasn't getting a lot of S ranks. I remember vividly grinding maps 2+ minutes long and feeling the effects of mouse drag. Let's talk about mouse drag for a minute. When players say the word mouse drag, they're referring to the phenomenon caused when your mouse slowly starts to drift further and further away from your starting point. In OSU, you're testing your limits on reaction time, speed of clicking, and the ability to stay on beat. While using a tablet, you're selected to one certain area of range. Most of the time, that gives you an advantage over mouse players. Players often set a small square on their tablet that limits the possibilities for where their pen can go. This isn't a thing on mouse, hence the phenomenon known as mouse drag. During a long map, players using mouse can start to experience their mouse coming closer and closer to their wrist, making aiming a lot more difficult. I'd say on average I've lost a lot of 3+ minute maps about 90% of the time due to mouse drag. Yes, playing long maps are fun for mouse players because they show the absolute limit of their ability, but realistically, it's just not possible without changing sensitivity or practicing better ways of keeping your mouse a safe distance away on a higher star standard. I can't for the life of me find the profile pic I was using at the time, but month 1 ended with a ranking of 600,000, FCs on 1, 2, and 3 stars, and passes on maps up to 5 stars. I'd say this is pretty average for your first month on OSU, so no complaints here. Honestly, looking back on it, I didn't realize I was already playing 5 stars and going for 4-star FCs. It really makes me wonder what other people are typically doing at this point. I know I said that this was pretty average, but it just doesn't feel like it. On my second month, I started focusing more on bettering the plays I had made before, searching for S ranks and A ranks on plays I thought were fun. OSU at this point was a dopamine rush more than an actual game. I was looking more for better ranks and better combos. I didn't care as much for the music or the community, I just wanted to climb further in rank. I would get into 1v1s with Brink and try to beat his combos and maps he played, never winning, but all in the hopes of bettering myself. Getting my first 4-star FC was fun, but looking back on it, at the time I wasn't very happy with beat map creators. I mean, some of these comments on my old Discord show the frustration I was feeling at the time. At this point, I was streaming OSU a lot more. November and December totaled close to 8,000 plays, but more than anything, I was genuinely having fun. Just a quick side note, I started playing OSU Catch at this time, but we won't be covering that since OSU Catch is for fucking losers. Oh my god, my cat. Month 2 ended like a sat wet fart, except there was nothing to show by the end of it. I ended up at the tail end of 600,000, mainly due to not taking OSU's recommended star level and going for high 5 and low 6 stars. I managed to FC a 4-star and claim my 5,000 plays medal this month, but that's about it. Moving on to month 3. As I said before, I was grinding high star level maps in the hopes of getting that beautiful medal. This was brought on due to constant harassment from Brink, who would place 6 stars during our 1v1s and say things such as beating a 6-star mouse is far too difficult, and to an extent, he's right. Humans have an average reaction time from anywhere between 150 to 300 milliseconds. After going to a website and trying for a couple times, I learned that I have an average reaction speed of 200. The problem a lot of mouse players have with higher star difficulties doesn't have anything to do with reaction times. No, there's something much worse. Streams. Streaming on a mouse is, well, it's far from perfect. As a human, and as an Osu player, I have no girlfriend. When clicking your mouse continuously while moving, you'll start to realize that keeping a straight line becomes significantly harder. Now try moving it in a circular motion while clicking. It's challenging. If you ever want to attempt 6 or 7 stars on mouse, you'll need to be able to hit these streams on average 80% of the time. Around this time, I started playing with mods as well. I enjoyed Hid and Hard Rock the best, but played around with speed too. I started becoming more aware of that beautiful feeling you get when getting an SS on 3 or 4 mod plays. If I wasn't trying to break my fingers by playing high 5 and 6 stars, I was probably working on getting these types of plays. The clip you're seeing right now is actually on a tablet. I played with it for about an hour before never touching it again. I had to play with it because my mouse sadly died. This was the day I realized I hated tablet and would never go back. Mouse forever. Playing on a tablet, I had a really bad problem with shaking. With a mouse, you only shake while you're moving, but on a tablet, it's all the time. I was also having trouble with keeping the pen in range of the tablet, so it would cut out during playing. This angered me on a different level, and I called it a night after this sorry play you're seeing now. I think this chat from Discord really explains my experience on tablet, and just a quick disclaimer, I might sound a little sick, and that's because I am. I took a flu shot about 4 days ago, and I've been coughing nonstop, so like recording has been kind of difficult, but I hope it's not too noticeable. If month 2 was a sad wet fart, month 3 would probably be the equivalent of divorce papers. I finally broke 500k, but that was it. I've decided to add this medal I achieved at some random point this month to act as a consolation prize, but this was about it for month 3. Month 4. I know I said I gave up on keyboard and tablet, but my mouse hadn't arrived in the mail yet, so there I was, playing with it still. I actually ended up making the top leaderboards on a map, and I still have a top 50 score to this day. Pretty cool. But before my reign on tablet ended, I started playing Relax on it. And this is what started my obsession with playing high star maps on Relax. Within the first 10 minutes of getting my mouse back, the 6-star grind was already back on. Around this point, I was focusing more on jump maps and TV size maps for performance points. No, I will not say the short version of that, and I had an explosive start to the month with major improvements on aim and accuracy, while still focusing on getting my first 6-star. And that is what I did. On February 2nd, I did something I thought was close to impossible. I beat my first 6-star.
Holy shit! Oh my god! I did it! Yes! I fucking did it! Chat, it's on fucking stream!
Now, at the time, I felt on top of the world, and I will always be proud of this moment, but the month has just started. I was getting really good at Hidden, playing with 4 and 5 stars, and doing a lot of grinding on maps I believed I could beat with no mod scores on. Mods were the new wave for this mouse player, and I would on average get anywhere from 40 to 50 performance points with a couple of tries in any map. During these times, I really learned the importance of staying on beat and focusing more on accuracy rather than getting a high combo. If I wasn't playing with mods, I was working on maps with streams, and I was starting to gain some confidence in doing them on the fly. I hit an 84 on Monochrome Butterfly after a few days of grinding, and ended the month off with a 110 on Mizuto no Curtain. Month 4 is at an end, and wow, what an amazing month. I ended up in the 400,000 range, beating my first 6-star, and hitting 100 performance points on a single map. Definitely a huge step up from the last 2 months. Month 5 was a farming month. Most of the plays I did were on farm maps or TV size maps, and that's a lot of what mouse is. Going for longer B maps can definitely award with more performance points, but that's not realistic for somebody on mouse. I definitely hit a recession here in plays, I just wasn't playing as much at this point. I hit 300k during this month, but I just didn't feel very good about it. I was losing drive, and it definitely shows by my inactivity on Discord. Still the same old, playing with mods on maps I'm confident in, and playing no mod stream maps. I started getting more confident with streams, more than ever before. I was getting good at moving my mouse in a controlled way while clicking fast, and my progress really shows in the play in the background. I started to mostly do jump maps. For some reason, I've always just been a jump player. Not like I could be anything else realistically, but jumps just seemed easy to me. I would unfocus my eyes and click the spots that had color, as simple as that. From the records I have, I hit an 84 on Mizuto no curtain, but that's all I have. This month wasn't documented very well. And that's month 5. What a sad month. It's definitely obvious I was having trouble staying focused on the game and putting my attention towards other things happening in my life. We broke the 300k barrier and got our 1500 plays medal, but that's sadly it. And that's when I snapped. Month 6 is a different breed. I was tired of being a 6-digit. I was tired of not being able to do 6 stars easily. I was tired of the shackles that held me down as a mouse player. Starting off with a 1-miss 5-star for the Queen, Hatsune, I was getting pretty disgusting at aim with 5 stars and was more than comfortable putting on any jump map from like maybe 5.5 or lower. I started getting 100 performance points somewhat often. If I grinded for the map, I would get it at some point. This was my mindset at this point. I was trying to make my 1-tap stronger. I found 4-star 2U maps to be perfect for practicing this and would try to beat my combo with every try. I beat the highest difficulty Bad Apple Sight Red, which was insane to me. Mod plays were definitely where I shined at this point, picking up a nice combo in a Pecora map with Hidden, and 6-star Santa-san with Hard Rock. Later that day, beating it with Hidden Hard Rock, no problem. I hit a 5 mod play and somehow got the number 1 spot on the map. Never knew what happened in this play, but I really want to find the map because I think it's absolutely hilarious. Just a quick rant, I was ordering DoorDash because I'm sick and I don't want to drive, and I noticed that Burger King was in the top 3 fast food spots of the week, so I might be moving houses pretty soon. I can't believe that this shit shack of a fucking maggot of a restaurant is in the top 3. I'm disappointed in everyone around me, and I just had to get this off my chest. Around this time, I was on the lookout for new skins, and I found this Minecraft skin that I went bonkers on. I actually genuinely do good on this skin, weirdly enough. It's weird. But Rushy went from a difficult map to something trivial. In all seriousness though, I found a new skin and instantly started performing better. Some cool stream clips that I started getting more often, crazy jump clips with a new skin that made Osu feel easier, and my first 5-star FC. To say this month was anything other than phenomenal is besides the point. Month 6 ended off strong with a 368,000 ranking, a 5-star FC, and our 350th Blue S achieved. Definitely a better month than last, and getting a 5-star FC is extraordinary. Month 7 is here and the decline in my play count. I just had an explosive month and was moving on to the next, but what went wrong? Well, nothing really. I was doing just fine. I just had a subconscious decision that maybe I was playing Osu too much. While yes, it was my therapy, there were other things I wanted to focus on and I started doing them. Focusing on my transition to another stream, drawing, and working on vocals were just a few of the things keeping me away from the game. Obviously work as well. And this is where I'd like to talk about warm-up for mouse. Warming up on mouse is a bit different than other playstyles. Not only do you need to wake up your mind, but you also have to wake up your mouse hand. See, at least for me, I can't start playing well until I find the perfect mouse spot. It's the same spot every time, but it feels almost impossible to find until I've warmed up every other aspect of my body. The routine goes, play a map, fail, adjust the mouse. Play a map, fail, adjust the mouse. And this goes on anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes. I've actually had to end stream on multiple occasions just because I couldn't warm up properly. Position is key on mouse. And it doesn't just stop there. After every play, my mind is properly putting my mouse back in the original position programmed in my brain before clicking the next map. And if it's not that place, I'll notice immediately. That's a big reason why my play count is higher than it should be at this point. Month 7 had a lot of great plays that have sadly been taken over by future me. but I still have some screenshots of plays I made around the time. A 92 on Kyo no Hime, 91 on Make a Move, and an 86 on I no Tsukima to boot. I was hitting these plays often, and playing them over and over until I hit a higher score. I think an example from last month really starts to paint a picture on how much I would grind a certain map until I was satisfied with what I did. Grinding 7 stars at this point, trying to play difficult and long 5-star maps, and focusing more on plays that made me happy over performance points was a new goal of my Osu career. I didn't care if I was a 6 digit, I didn't care if people were ranking higher than me. I wanted to make plays that made me happy, and more importantly, play music that I loved. Before playing Osu, I had only listened to intros from anime and J-pop that anyone could find through recommendations. This game taught me about the beauty of music more so than any rock or emo punk song could ever. Just a quick tangent, but this community is driven for expression, and I think around this time of playing, I finally heard it. Month 7 is at a close, and I just want to say real quick, this has been a recording over multiple days, but I finally found a fix to my recording while being sick. Pour a glass of rum straight and spray a dose of Clearaceptic into your cup. If nobody knows what Clearaceptic is, it's the spray your mother used to give you that make your throat feel numb. Your mouth and throat feel fine while giving you a feeling of happiness. Anyways, we did month 7 at a 343,000 rank and achieved, well, nothing. Well, not much to be surprised since the climb after 300k is a log one, but over anything, we did achieve the rank of Osu Happiness. And I think that is a better achievement than anything we've accomplished so far. So, props to me on month 7. This is me 4 days after that last recording you heard. Turns out I had bronchitis the whole time. It's getting cold, so go figure, but I also learned that Clearaceptic isn't very good for your stomach. Anyways, month 8 was a weird month. I wasn't playing all that much, but still had some pretty nice plays. I was starting to learn the way performance points work, and did what anybody around this ranking starts to do. Speed plays. Within the first map, I tried to hit my record and was awarded with 138. Sadly, just like the last couple of months, a lot of my plays have been overtaken by future me, but I still have clips and recordings. I had fully transitioned to my new stream, hello, and was starting to go for plays that you wouldn't conventionally play on a mouse as well. Working on streams was a necessity, and I would take any opportunity to play a map with them. I would go into maps knowing I would fail them, and I would keep on going until I passed, even if it took days to do. I was playing a lot of hidden hard rock, and trying to push the limits of what I could do, and I ended up getting to a point where I could play 5-star Teo on it. It pains me to show this, but boys, I couldn't clutch the ending. This actually made me quit for the night, and I remember banging my hands on my desk and instantly turning off my computer. Sadly, I don't have the hard rock skills I used to, so this play seems undoable for now. Still fucking hilarious though. After my sad defeat, I decided to go for some 3 to 4 star hidden hard rock plays with accuracy. This actually turned out to be great for my profile. Guys, if you have something you're good at, do it. I don't like hard rock, but I know I'm good at it. And it was a big part of my top plays for a while. Working on reaction times to relax, going for more mod plays, and attempting maps I knew were too hard for a mouse player at my level were the main focuses for this month. I recently changed sensitivity as well, so I started to play a lot better once I learned how to control the faster speed of my mouse, and I'd like to talk about that now. As a mouse player, sensitivity is the banjo to my kazooie. I currently play on the lowest DPI setting with a 4.79 multiplier on Osu settings. Why, you ask? Or maybe you didn't. It's because I got drunk and changed it like an idiot. Pretty awesome, right? Sensitivity is the key to playing high-star maps for a mouse player, and I'd like to give an example that will help tablet players understand a bit better. On a tablet, you can play with different area sizes. It's the same for a mouse. With the sensitivity I have set, I can only go so far to the left and right, as well as up and down, before I hit the end of the screen. But if I change the sensitivity to the highest DPI, it'd look a lot different. Up, down, left, and right. You should notice a difference in how much I have to move my mouse. Sensitivity is pivotal for a mouse player and can only be changed when a player decides they're ready for it. This also takes a lot of practice before you're able to play up to the standard you were playing before the change. In my year, I changed my DPI or sensitivity on Osu 4 separate times. Month 8 was a blast. We reached a new performance point record and made a lot of progress in the climb towards 200k, ending on 319,000. We hit 25,000 plays this month and achieved the highly esteemed medal of Early Signs of RSI. I guess playing streams on a mouse was too much to ask for. And with that, month 8 is at a close. Month 9 was mainly speed. Surprise, surprise, right? I needed a quick way to get past a 300k barrier, and my plan was to go for 3 to 4 stars with hidden DT. And it worked. I hit 200k on June 11th on a questionable map, but nonetheless 200k achieved. While I would love to say I did some amazing plays that are really challenging on mouse, that just isn't the case. I was solely focused on those speed plays. Why? Why, you ask? All my plays got taken over by future me yet again. Anyways, Cookie Butter Cookie, Mini Stop, My Regime, Sora wa Chisana, and Sonic Song? With these 5 maps, I had the Infinity Gauntlet of Osu. The power I had in my hands was beyond human comprehension. If I passed these 5 songs, Peter Griffin himself would want an autograph from me, and I would become the god of Osu. I would become a regular Joe? Yeah, the grind is awful, and so are these maps. I mean, I really wonder how somebody came up with the jump patterns for some of these. It looks like a kindergartner just puked on my screen half the time. Month 9 was a sleeper month to say the least. Just speed plays, and nobody cares to see that. But it was fun to give it a little look into my mindset at the time.